Heinrich Prinz was a real character, although he didn't wear that ridiculous helmet.
I was going to ask you about that.
And now, as the troops hear that the Germans are telling them to surrender, it revives them, actually. It makes them more, makes them angry and determined to fight harder.
And according to the foreword of the film, all of the documents used as props were the actual real documents used during the real event. Unfortunately, we don't really see any close-ups of those, so it's kind of hard to say if that is indeed true, but it's something interesting to note.
So both sides are emboldened by this.
Yes, the Germans are determined to wipe out the Lost Battalion before they themselves have to leave the forest. There again we see Whittlesey McMurtry reading.
Edward Lengel, I want to go back to the title of your book, Never in Finer Company. So explain the story behind the title.
When the troops finally marched out of the pocket at the end, when they were relieved, Charles Whittlesey turned to George McMurtry and he said, "George, we will never be in finer company than we are right now." And every year when they had a reunion of the Lost Battalion survivors, George McMurtry, particularly after Charles Whittlesey passed away, would raise a toast and say, "Gentlemen, we will never be in finer company than we are right now."
How did Officer Whittlesey die?
He was tormented for many years after the war by nightmares, by trying to help his own troops deal with their own trauma. He went to witness the entombment of the unknown soldier in November of 1921 at Arlington Cemetery. George McMurtry was also there. Alvin York was also there. And something about that tormented him. He turned to George during the entombment of the unknown soldier and said, "I shouldn't have come here, George. I can hear the cries of my men." And he climbed on board. Actually, he watched this movie the night before he ended his own life. And you have to imagine what he was thinking when he was seeing this. He climbed on board a steamer that was going to Cuba, and he stepped overboard and ended his life. Great tragedy, really.